Yo, what's going on, Cowboys fans? Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's your boy Foots here. On this beautiful Maryland morning, DMV morning, on my way to work. And I got a good one for you guys today. But first off, let me just say, I want to say a special thank you to everybody who sent condolences, who said thank you, who hit me up on the internet, Instagram, all that good stuff. Like, you know, losing a grandfather is tough, but I'm just ready to move on. Got the closure I needed. It was an amazing feeling being able to go out there with my family, be with my family, and ultimately, you know, send him home the right way. If you guys were on the internet, you were able to see, you know, that he was just a huge Cowboys fan. So again, that was just one of those things that I just thank you guys for. Now, we got some good stuff today in this video on my way to work. I kind of like doing these videos on the way to work because it's just like me, you, I'm talking to you guys, just fresh thoughts. I wrote some notes down, but if I go off kilter a little bit, and especially with this Zeke thing, you know, forgive me. But here we go. 5 battles to watch, all right? So we got Tony Pollard versus Tavon Austin, and you can kind of throw Randall Cobb in there if you want. You didn't give Randall Cobb a bunch of money. You got the tight ends, all right, and I'll get to that and explain that. You got that third receiver spot. That's a position that people really are sleeping on, and that's a battle. And the Cowboys want to create competition all throughout this roster. You got Taco versus the world. You got Taco versus the world, and you got Tristan Hill versus Malik Collins. Okay. And then I'll get to my Zeke thoughts and, you know, that fallout. And is it really a fallout, or are we overreacting? I'll get to that because I do have some thoughts about it, and I wanted to sleep on it. I didn't want to knee-jerk, and I'm sure details are still coming out even though there's a video. And just being honest, Zeke looks like an idiot in that video. Wasn't happy at all. But let's get to Tony Pollard versus Tavon Austin. So, you know, that's going to be something to watch in these. And let's kind of backtrack and talk about OTAs and what they are, and, you know, on field. Now they're at the on field part of it. So they're going to have them May 21st, which is today, through the 23rd, May 28th through the 30th, and then they'll have them June 3rd through June 6th. And what it is you're in your pads, you're not going full team versus team, but you're doing a lot of drill work. And what I explain to people is anytime you are with a team, I coach, it's always a time that evaluation is happening. Who retains information? Who's getting it? So they're doing drill work that does what? It fits the Cowboys scheme. Whether it's, you know, defensive back work, whether it's defensive line work, whether it's receiver work. You know, they have guys on the staff who chart every catch. They have guys on the staff who chart every punt, you know, drop, or just the little things, the little nuances within team building. All right. They chart guys who are running to each station. They chart guys who are out of shape. And they put together, well, good teams should put together a plan to what? To help these guys develop. This is all a part of development. Look at the Skins, for example. Them losing Reuben Foster yesterday was what? Them not having a plan for Reuben Foster. You're talking about a guy who hasn't played football in a year now, because of the suspension and, you know, his injury stuff, and him being a knucklehead. He gets out there yesterday. I'm sure he's going 110, and I'm sure it's a soft tear issue or a non-contact issue, injury. And Reuben Foster's probably out for the year. So even in OTAs, sometimes you have to save these guys from themselves. Even like what happened in the rookie minicamp. It's smart that the Cowboys and other teams have now figured out, and really the league should now be able to figure out and adapt to, let's not really take it easy, but let's ease them into it. You can go 80% instead of 100%. All right, it's not a game week. It's not training camp. Training camp, you turn it up, absolutely. Practice needs to hit a little bit harder in training camp. But in OTAs, it's easing them into how you want to practice, how you want drills to look. So, you know, the first thing is we're praying for no injury. So we need for that to be like no injury, hamstring, all that. Who knows what's going to happen, but we're praying for that, more or less. So let's get to Tony Pollard versus Tavon Austin. I told you guys, I've said it, we got to see. Tavon hasn't been healthy throughout his whole career. It's just the facts. If Tony Pollard can come in and do enough, not just as a returner, but as a gunner, as a running back, as a returner, the more that Tony can do and do it well and retain the information, I'm really telling you guys, it's going to be hard to keep Tavon Austin. So just keep an eye on that throughout. The tight ends. So this one might be funny to you guys, but Swain is gone. Jarwin, the Rigo experiment to me is over. And Witt and Dalton Schultz. Who is going to be that guy that... So we think that we know what they want to do with Witt. But you're talking about a guy who, for as good as Iron Man Witt is and Old Man Witt, whatever you want to call it, he hasn't played football in a long time. So what happens if there's an injury there? Who's going to be the guy to step up? Who's going to be the guy to kind of maybe even, I wouldn't say take Witt's job, but challenge Witt? One of you guys, one of these tight ends should take it personal. I know you want to, we learn from the veteran, this, that, and the third. Listen, roster building and team building is always competition. It's always churning your roster. One of these guys should take it personal, and who knows if they'll even get that opportunity. But one of these guys should take it personal that the Cowboys didn't think that they were good enough and think that they had to, and the Cowboys thought they had to bring back a failing analyst. Like, that's what Jason Witten is. It's not a knock. It's the truth. Jason Witten was a failed analyst, and they brought him back. So one of these tight ends need to take that personal. I personally love what Dalton Schultz is going to bring. I was on him last year when we drafted him, and I think that because I do think that this will be Jason Witten's last year. And so I think that I want to see somebody who can kind of step up and take that role. Even though we know that Jason Witten will be on the field, I still want to see if somebody can, challenge. At least challenge. I think the Rigo experiment will be done. I don't even know if he'll make the team. But we'll see what happens there. The third receiver. All right, this one is key. Noah Brown, Lance Lenore, Cedric Wilson, who's forgotten about. He's been very forgotten about. So the Cowboys it's going to be Michael Gallup and Amari Cooper. Like, it's Michael Gallup and Amari Cooper. Period. Point blank. No more receiver by committee. But who is going to be that third guy to come in and make plays? Who is he? Who's going to be that third guy? Randall Cobb. Love Randall Cobb. I love the signing. Got to stay healthy. Same thing with Tavon Austin. And what happens when you're in the league, you get a stigma for a reason. You get a blanket put on you. What people think about you is for a reason. The fact is, when Randall Cobb is healthy, he's a great player. But that win is big. And the problem is, with these free agents, they come to your team or they come to your program and they're not healthy, or they just needed to check, or they don't really take it serious. So we'll see what Randall Cobb can give. I think he definitely is the front runner, but don't, and for 1 second, think that if he has one of these lingering injuries throughout training camp or throughout OTAs, or where he just kind of chilling and not at practice and just kind of grooving, and one of these third receivers start making plays, I'm really looking forward to seeing Noah Brown or Cedric Wilson challenge for this position. Cedric Wilson, to me, charting him at Boise State, charting his film, I think Cedric Wilson has the potential to be something special. Now, he's going to be treated like a first-year player, but I just think that he has the potential to be something special. They had got a few undrafted free agents who they brought in. So we'll see what happens there. Taco versus the world. So the Taco injury, it just doesn't help Taco because we now know that this is the judgment year for Taco Charlton. So he needs all the reps he can get. I mean, Joe Jackson, Dorrance Armstrong, Robert Quinn, all of these guys are now going to be in challenge mode to see if even Taco can make it to a game day roster. Like, Cowboys fans, do you guys feel comfortable with Taco Charlton on the field now? Right? I'm starting to want to see Dorrance Armstrong more. So we just got to see, what is Taco Charlton's mindset? The Cowboys will never give up on a draft pick, but I think even in their mind, if you put a lie detector test to them, they would probably say they may feel like they botched this pick, but it's never too late. People, I must always remind Cowboys fans, DeMarcus Lawrence didn't start off his career with a bang. He really didn't. Byron Jones, a lot of Cowboys fans wanted Byron Jones thrown off a cliff. Me and Joe talk about that all the time. Until Chris Richard came in and kind of resurrected his career, Byron Jones was looking like a wash at safety because he wasn't a natural safety. Would it be even moving Taco inside and having him do some things inside as a skinny 3-tech and as a rotational 3-tech? He did it a little bit at Michigan. So my point is, what is going to be that niche for Taco to get him going? You know, you saw things in preseason his first year where he was kind of making plays and doing some things, and then it's just like, ever since then, he's just kind of washed away. So, what are we going to expect from Taco Charlton? Is he just going to wash away his career in Dallas and this is just a wash pick? Or will he kind of turn the corner? You know, him being injured isn't a good look. So, you need him back. You need to get him, you know, back in the groove more or less. And then my last one, Malik Collins versus Tristan Hill. So, the more and more I watch Tristan Hill, I just go back and in my spare time and just watch tape and just watch film, the more and more I fall in love with the player. And the funny thing is, he's really like a carbon copy of Malik Collins. I think he has a little bit more nimble feet, but they both have that initial quickness off the jump. The thing about Malik Collins, what we know is that he spends a lot of time in training camp to where he's kind of like injured, kind of lingering around, but then he will play games. So will that now turn into him lingering, him not being fresh, to your second round pick ending up taking his job? Because if you're a second round pick, you're going to have high priority for the Cowboys to want you to play, meaning, you know, they picked you number 2, they're going to want to see return on their investment. So he'll get every opportunity to do what? To play. And I just think that it'll be on him. It's going to be a battle, you know. Antoine Woods has that 1-tech locked in, so we want to see that 3-tech, and we want to see who can really lock in. And if it is, listen, Tristan Hill has to go in with the mindset, I want to learn from Malik Collins, but ultimately, I was drafted to replace him, kind of like a Leighton Vander Esch and Sean Lee situation. You want to learn from Lee, but ultimately, Leighton Vander Esch came in and took Sean Lee's job to where now you're thinking about moving Sean Lee to the weak. So, it's just one of those things that we really need to think about and we really need to consider when it comes to who? When it comes to Tristan Hill. So, those are my 5, y'all. I think that this team has something special brewing because we didn't draft the names that people wanted. And so that lets you know what the org and what, you know, smart football fans should think about this team. We're just a couple pieces away. We really are. You know, if you can get production from a third receiver, if Michael Gallup can step up, if you can get a really good and have a really, really, really stout rotational defensive line, I think that the Cowboys can be in amazing shape. Amazing shape. Win the East, yes, but really make a push in the playoffs. Now, real quick, I want to hit this Zeke situation, and I'm just going to jump right in. The video was disgusting. I know it's not much, but number one, you could tell that Zeke is very drunk. Hopefully he'll be at OTAs today. You could tell that he's very drunk. But the problem is, guys, it's too much. I see a lot of people, well, he's only 23. But, you know, we said that when he was at Ohio State, he's only 19. He's in college, he's still learning. He's in a position where whether it's right, whether it's wrong, whether it's fair, all of it, the fact is you have kids watching you. You know, your jersey sales are through the roof. You have to be a leader. You have to know that cameras are going to be on you at all times. And Zeke has to know that the league they have a hard-on for Ezekiel Elliott. So Adam Schefter was reporting that it may not be a big deal, this, that, and the third. Let's hope so, guys. But I'll just be honest, it's not a good look for Ezekiel Elliott. And, you know, somebody will say it's nothing. I get it. It is nothing right now. But then the next time, and I have people on the floor, on the ground in Dallas who tell me all the time, Ezekiel Elliott has now a drinking problem. He doesn't mind being drunk in public, and so he's crashed his car a couple of times. He's grabbing titties. He's doing this, that, and the third. He's, at this point, it's getting close to being like Ezekiel Elliott. He needs some real help, man. So I just hope that, because you're scared in that 6-week period of training camp where he's away, when he's away from the facility. There's no Dak around. He doesn't have his inner circle, people who can kind of reel him in. He's going to make a big mistake. It's going to be on camera, and he's going to, so let's just pray. But I didn't like it. I'll be honest. Like, I don't know how you guys felt about it. I know there was a rumor that he called him the N-word. And even if that was the case, Zeke still has to know people are going to call you worse than that. People have called me the N-word on this channel. You think I'm going to go in the comments and fight with them or argue? No, I'm not doing any of that. Like, if you call me that, that's on you. You'll never call me that to my face. You'll never. So if you want to be a weirdo and say racial things, that's fine. I'm not going to lose sleep about it. So anyway, those are my thoughts, Cowboys fans. You guys chime in. Let me know what you think. These OTA sessions will be cool. I got a lot of film that I'm breaking down. I'm doing a video on Michael Jackson and how Chris Richard can help him and Chris Restry. And then I'm doing another video on Tristan Hill's first step. It's really incredible. So you guys just chime in. I hadn't did anything in a while because I just had to get on my feet. Let me know what you guys think, Cowboys fans. It's your boy Foots the King as always. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Peace!